As I said, I want to talk about mentoring programmes. On the 13th of September, just as Jeremy Corbyn was trying to get his shadow cabinet together, I was actually sat in Westminster, love saying that, in the shadow cabinet room, listening to Big Ben bomb away, as I joined a mentoring scheme there for women who wanted to take part in political and public life and leadership roles. And I was completely nonplussed. I could not believe I was there. And as we went round the table, all these women were introducing themselves. One was a medical doctor who had a master's degree she did for fun. Another was an MBE for her international activism for environmental issues. We had authors, we had counsellors, we had MPs present, and I just could not believe I was there. So when it came to my go, I said, oh, you know, I feel like I shouldn't be here, and I was really embarrassed. And the facilitator said to me, that's imposter syndrome. And I'd heard of imposter syndrome before. And so I looked it up anyway as I'm a researcher, and it was coined in 1978 by two female psychologists, and it's to do with the idea that people who are high achieving individuals, and I say that without embarrassment because I've learned that now, tend to disregard their achievements and don't believe in them, and even despite all the external evidence, they will put that down to luck, timing or trickery. I thought, well, fair enough, because when I went to university, I spent the first 2 weeks there petrified they'd asked me to leave, despite the fact that for my biology A level I had the highest score in the country, one of the highest scores in the country, so I ignored that evidence. So, fair enough, but that was my level of confidence. So to put myself forward for this scheme, where did I get that confidence from? And it was from another mentoring scheme which I'm really passionate about, which is called Springboard. I don't know if you've heard it. Springboard is a wide programme. I ended up going on it at Keele University thinking it was a career progression course to help me get through and get promoted, because working in the STEM subjects in academia is quite difficult to get promoted. And I went there and I sat in a room, and it was a mixture of women, all ages, all backgrounds, all job groups, and I just thought, oh, I'm in the wrong place, this isn't for me. I'm not that sort of girly girl. Even though I'm a feminist, I don't have female friendship groups. I just really wasn't sure it was for me. But I was committed, and I thought, well, I might as well go for it now. And something magical happened. In the course of the programme, we just all changed. And even the PhD psychologist who was also with the programme said, well, can't put a finger on it. We grouped together in a sisterhood of support. We could go there and air our issues without judgment. We could highlight our achievements without embarrassment and caveat, and we can be applauded and encouraged in our ambitions together to go for it, and to even sometimes to voice that ambition and to say, well, I'd actually like to stand for a political position. I used to keep quiet about it and not say it, because who was I to say that? But I used to sit there. If you ever shout at Andrew Marr or Question Time and throw things at the screen and think, well, how did they get on there? I know more than that. I could have said that, but never put myself forward for it. There's another effect in imposter syndrome called the Dunning-Kruger effect. And it's two sides of one coin. It's one where ignorance begets confidence. So those people who know very little think that they're an expert, and it gives them an illusory sense of their own superiority. I'm sure we know lots of people who, expound at great length with great assuredness, but they're talking complete rubbish. And you sit there going, no, that's wrong, I know better than that. The flip side of that is experts tend not to say what they want to say because they think it's obvious to all and it's very easy, so they tend not to speak up. And I'm saying that now. I am an expert in stuff. You are all experts in stuff. We have a right to speak. At the break in this meeting in Westminster that I was on, I stood there and had a glass of wine in my hand like this, looking around at everybody, and the doctor came up to me and said, oh, I hear about your research, can we get together and can talk about it sometime? I'm really interested. And I think, okay, but you're a medical doctor, why are you talking to me? And an MP who researched mental health came up to me and said, oh right, this is my area and I'm interested in, can we talk? And I'm going, okay, but I'm not sure what I could do for you, but fine. It turns out that having, master's degree and a PhD in a particular area, it makes me an expert. Who knew? I didn't know, but because of these mentoring schemes and talking to other women, I was given that confidence to accept myself for who I am. Didn't have to make excuses for my achievements, didn't have to put myself down. And I now have a sisterhood of Springboard sisters who are there for support, and now with the mentoring scheme that I'm with now, with the political party I'm a member of, I pop up to Westminster all the time. I can say that again. It's so cool. And I'm going to European Parliament soon to speak to people there. And I'm having a voice. And I now have a network of contacts. If I need help and support from that scheme, somebody needs to run a campaign, somebody needs an author to speak at World Book Day, we call on each other and goes, well, I know someone, or if I can't help you, I now know somebody who has. So now I have a network of contacts through that mentoring scheme and a network of support through the Springboard mentoring scheme. I cannot recommend them enough. Women's mentoring, a sisterhood of support.
Thank you, Allison, for keeping to time. That was absolutely amazing. It sort of reminds me of a quote I read somewhere, that there's a place in hell for women who don't help other women. And I think that sistering, that support networks, that mentoring is so important.